you see this mafuriko, it was not mafuriko ya maji, it was mafuriko ya watu. Watu ndio waliingia kwa mtaro. Now when they came to mtaro, water had to fight them. That's why we lost a lot of lives. More than 300 people now already dead. My name is Professor Fred Ogola. I want to take this chance to explain to you scientifically what is the reason behind the fact that 2024 floods have been very harsh. It is called in Swahili mafuriko because there is rainfall and there is mafuriko. Normally, the rain intensity ranges between 2,500 milliliters to 250 milliliters in Kenya. 250 milliliters is in dry areas. High rainfall regions like Naivasha, Nairobi, these areas, Mount Kenya, Rift Valley, they always tend to be around 2,500. But if that happens, normally there's no havoc. But we talk about the issue of flooding, which is called mafuriko, is called storm rainfall. Storm rainfall is where that milliliters is measured in a year, but these milliliters come at a very short period of time, and it means that now the earth cannot naturally be able to deal with it. Remember, God designed this world to deal with the natural things like rainfall, storms, naturally without interfering with the human beings. But what has interfered here is one, the issue is that we have very, what is called unreliable supply of rainfall, of water, running water, in Nairobi, in Nakuru, in Naivasha, in Mombasa, in Kisumu, in all the major cities and this environment. So even if you look at Karen left working with Nairobi Water Company a long time ago. So they are sinking their own boreholes and they are sinking their own sewer system. And as they sink, everybody is now sinking boreholes and sewer systems because of the unreliable supply of water. That causes interfering in the water table. So when there's interfering water table, there will be no natural way to drain the water, and therefore, when there's a storm, the country is susceptible to very harsh floods. So that's one reason to explain scientifically why we're having rainfall. So if Sakaja and all these governors of Nakuru, the ones from Kisumu, all these cities, if we had even the Nairobi Water Company, among the water companies in all regions, would be able to give people a reliable source of water supply, will reduce people from sinking boreholes, and this will rectify the water table, which is a national thing, and therefore there will be no flood. But insofar as there is an unreliable water supply, everybody is trying to sort himself out. At the end, the end result is that we are interfering with the national water table, and therefore this affects us in flood. The second thing is building on riparian land. Building on riparian land is because of corruption. When you build on riparian land, what happens is that you are stopping water from its own natural routes. When you stop water from flowing on natural routes, the water becomes violent and turns on you. So you see this mafuriko, it was not mafuriko ya maji, it was mafuriko ya watu. Watu ndio waliingia kwa mtaro. Now when they came to mtaro, water had to fight them. That's why we lost a lot of lives. More than 300 people now already dead. And this is what causes the trouble. The corruption is that for you to get any certificate to construct any structure in Nairobi, you have to get the certificate from 4 agencies. One is from City Hall, which is the county government, planning and construction department. You have to get a certificate from National Construction Authority. You have to get another one from NEMA. The fourth one I've forgotten, but there are 4. Now the fact that Sakaja in Nairobi has given so many certificates of construction to people to build on riparian area, that's why Nairobi saw one of the worst storms in the history since before independence. The first storm took place before independence. Now this took place because of this building on riparian land, and that has caused the most significant impact on this. I have intelligence that Sakaja has advice from the president that anybody getting a certificate of construction in Nairobi has to give him 2 million shillings that he shares with the president. So the problem Sakaja has also has to be blamed on the president. And I want to tell the president, please, if I was head of state, I would call my state officers and tell them I have enough money. I don't need someone to make for me money. this will be the end of corruption. And because Sakaja cannot do that, and because you can't do that, corruption has started from the top. In Luo, we say that fish rots from the head. So what you are trying to see here, fish has already rotten from the head. You cannot remove the head and throw away and eat the rest of the fish. You just have to remove the fish plus the head and throw it away and have a new fish. That's why in our movement we talk about hewampia, fresh air. We just need a new fish. We don't need this rotten fish. I don't know the tail of the fish or the head which is rotten. We don't want that. We just want fresh air. And I want to urge Sakaja and the president to sit down to recall all those licenses. I also want to call on Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to go and investigate what I've said. I can also appear before them to give them the evidence I have. Because I live in Kilimani. I have met the contractors who have their projects not moving because of that. They always tell me so, that they cannot construct. They have asked me to meet Sakaja. I've made so many calls to him, and no one can reply just because people are eating. And because not campaign, no one answers. So I want to say this was okay. So one thing is the cause. The second thing, what are the responses? The responses have been very poor. Remember, Meteorological Department has given this information I've told you. They even predict the amount of milliliters of rain that will come. But the president and the governor, when they're receiving intelligence report, instead of taking intelligence report to use them to save lives for Kenyans, they take political intelligence. Oh, who is insulting me? Oh, Okia Mtata is fighting me. Oh, Ogola is taking me to court. So those are not intelligence. We need you to take intelligence to save life. Because if you take intelligence selectively, only with the self-interest, then you endanger the lives of all Kenyans. So this information was given to them. What do they do about it? They have gone to prayer by telling us they are praying so that there is no floods. And prayer, first of all, they are praying for rains to come. Then secondly, they are praying for rain not to come. So God is confused. What do they want? Do they want rain or they don't want to rain? If they are praying for rain, they should pray for rain when they are prepared. I'm a Christian. I was taught by my father, who was a catechist, that when you go to church to pray for rain, carry an umbrella in faith that after the prayer, it will rain. So when they brought in Benihin here to pray, did they carry an umbrella? Did they look at the drainage system of Nairobi? Did they improve the drainage system? Did they warn the people before the floods come that the flood will come for them? Did you see anyone calling a press statement to give you warning of the flood before they came? Or when we saw people calling a press conference telling you how many people have died, then start threatening you that if they see you crossing the flood waters, they're going to arrest you for attempted suicide. So we are having a confused government, both county government and national government. And Sakaja is leading not any other city, the capital city. My recommendation is this: let us move Nairobi city from being a county. Nairobi should be managed as a meteorological city.